go. Pankration Philosophy, episode 160. I'm your host, Pocholo Cruz. Welcome, viewers, listeners, partakers of the show. Thank you for either watching, listening, or however you're consuming this. Reading via Braille, maybe one day.
Someone else telling you about the podcast.
Yeah, someone else telling you about the podcast. Yeah, in great detail. But be sure you're liking, subscribing, writing reviews, telling your friends, telling your non-friends, telling random people, having a sign. Yeah, just spread the word of Pankration Philosophy. And we'd like to thank the sponsoring philosophers. We have Shiloh Cleofe, Ryan Big Wang, and Tom Kravitz. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Thank you to Habrock Sports. That's Habrock Sports at habrocksports.com. They have nutrition, MMA gear, and BJJ. You can help support the show by using promo code Pankration. You get a discount at the online store. Then also you can pick up some Pankration Philosophy merch on Spreadshirt.com. That's Spreadshirt, and look up Pankration Philosophy. Okay, and now let's see. We have a guest here. Guest, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Livia. I've been training grappling jiu-jitsu for about 5 months.
Okay. Why?
That's a great question.
Yes.
Well, there were definitely a few things that drew me to training martial arts. And I guess I'll go through the short list. I mean, I would say that probably the most childlike reason was it looked fun and cool.
It looked fun and cool. Okay.
Yes, and so I thought that I wanted to try something that made me feel more ninja.
Try something that made you feel more ninja. Okay.
Yes.
And where had you, seen, what was your reference point for martial arts before practicing it yourself?
Well, I would say, media.
Media?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested in trying it because, I was interested in trying it, but it took me a while to find something that looked like real martial arts.
So when you say real martial arts, what do you mean?
Well,
you try to tell me other martial arts aren't real?
Some. I mean, definitely, a lot of kids' classes were,
What? Anyway, go on.
Yeah. I think I tried a kids' class, and, we spent a long time, this is how you make a fist, and then I got bored. Let's see.
I hate to burst your bubble, but actually we've been teaching you wrong on purpose as a joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, we all know the cow goes bark. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, and so then I guess there was also, the more pragmatic aspect of, feeling knowing how to fight would be pretty useful to me.
Okay. Are you just fighting in the streets? The mean streets?
The mean streets.
I have a friend, Cali Chris, that's what he does. On these mean streets. Yeah. He's not fighting people on apps, that's for sure.
Well, I've seen mean streets and definitely figured it would be nice to know how to fight.
Got it. So I guess what made those streets mean?
Oh,
was it a disposition on the streets?
There was a disposition on the streets.
How so?
Just
time to talk shit about your town of kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess,
I live a pretty sheltered existence, so I don't know what mean streets look like. So could you describe?
Sure. Yeah. I guess, there might be occasions where you're just taking the Humble train in downtown LA, and then you've got belligerent, hostile folks, and then maybe you're going to a community garden,
and that's just the nuns.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be bring your machete to work day. To cut the vines.
Yeah.
But it just.
Or the fruit.
Yeah, it just didn't occur to you that day.
There's just all these people with machetes.
But if you remembered bring your machete to work day, then you'd look like a psycho bitch, and they wouldn't harass you. Yeah.
Every day is bring machete to work day for me.
This is why you don't need.
I'm here cutting prices.
Yeah.
I'm a slasher. What? You should
Sounds
lock
like
me
you
up.
just bring a machete instead of learning all this jiu-jitsu crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm kind of a forgetful person at times, so...
So you forgot your machete when it was bringing your machete to work there?
Yeah, but I'll never be able to forget my jiu-jitsu. At least I hope not. I mean, maybe I could have amnesia. Sometimes I feel like that when I roll.
Okay.
So...
Okay. So trying to defend yourself on the mean streets.
That's right.
Okay. And then... Yeah, seeing it on the media and I guess looking for real martial arts. So I guess once again, like, what would your definition of a real martial art be?
I would say that a real martial art can definitely damage someone physically.
Like a ki blast.
I guess a ki blast.
Yeah.
We haven't taught you that one yet?
No, not yet.
Don't worry. That comes in month 7.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But
I'll be ready.
You won't be.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, that's exactly what Ludwig said. Anyway, yeah. So something that you a real martial art, and you feel like you've been practicing that so far.
Yeah, I've learned that people, I think, can be remarkably strong and remarkably easy to break.
Yeah.
And so that's been a pretty intriguing part of this journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess so what do you mean by being remarkably easy to break?
Well, I think I perceive a submission to be a checkmate, a bodily checkmate.
Okay.
Where,
I mean, that's when they mentally broke.
Yeah, so there's that aspect for sure, but there's
I meant the person applying.
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson defense.
Exactly. You see that right there? My arm fully hyperextended. That's what I knew Charles broke. But yeah.
Yeah, so like arm bars, kimuras, chokes, the various ways to what I've realized is I guess with tapping, if there was no tap, I guess a tap is kind of a concession that you could have broken my body and killed me, right?
Yeah.
But I guess if you don't have to, so that's pretty cool. I guess that's why it's called the gentle art.
Yeah. You don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did, right?
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I mean, with I guess striking, I think you kind of have to keep damaging someone in order to end a fight.
Yeah.
But I think with jiu-jitsu, there's I guess the submission is I could damage you, but so the fight's over, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I guess how I came across jiu-jitsu in particular, that was pretty coincidental.
Coincidental? Like how so? Like how did you come across it?
So on
the mean streets.
I did not see jiu-jitsu being implemented on the mean streets.
What? Okay.
But, I had been, I had made friends who had various experiences in martial arts.
Okay.
Yeah, they're real pieces of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I guess, one of my piece of crap friends, we took a field trip to the AMC about last March.
Oh. So you saw it on the big screen?
No.
No? The movie theater?
No. I went to the HQ.
HQ?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like the biggest movie.
The biggest movie theater, the Cineplex.
Where it's really 3D.
3D.
Mm.
Oh wow. I mean, I always feel like it's the same movie. I never bother getting like the 3D tickets, honestly. But anyway.
Yeah, so it was free, the show.
The show was free?
The show was free.
Why are you flexing on us like that?
And so I was there and I was watching the classes and it looked fun and interesting.
Okay.
And I was sitting down and Endo was also sitting down and he rambled about how awesome jiu-jitsu was. And I was like, and it was a pleasant conversation.
Okay.
And then we parted ways.
Yeah.
And then coronavirus.
Yeah.
And
you guys showed up like right when everything started, right?
Yeah, just exactly.
That's kind of tragic.
Yep.
Great timing. But
Great timing, yeah. And so then martial arts did not cross my mind for several more months after that.
Okay.
Until, I guess, a fateful day in August when...
Main streets.
Yeah, I was in the main streets of Kirkland.
Ah, yes.
And
bad neighborhoods from what I've heard there.
Yeah.
And I'm with my piece of crap friend.
Yeah.
And we're enjoying the mean streets, but when we see...
Then you met two more
the meanest! The meanest on the streets.
Yeah.
Sir Ender and Sir Endo. And
oh no, we prefer the term senpai.
senpai, okay.
No.
Well,
streets, yes.
Well, we kind of.
Yeah,
and my friend remarks, that guy looks deceptively buff and familiar.
I don't know why you said deceptively.
Deceptively. Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah. Yeah, I know, yeah. That's like saying you're deceptively fast. Like, really, I thought you were crap, but I guess you're not. Yeah.
Hence piece of crap friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were the piece of crap friends.
Right.
Well, yeah.
No, and it's like that, when you win most improved once, that's a big deal. When you keep winning it, you're like, hey, come on, coach. Yeah, whoa.
No, I was that kid.
Well, yeah, deceptively buff. That is such a bad hiccup.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You're surprisingly smart. I thought you'd be a dumbass. Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I thought you'd have like noodle arms.
Can you lift stuff with that balsa wood frame of yours? But
anyway, go.
Anyway.
Yeah. And so, then. Yeah, we noticed your existence. We noticed that you are familiar faces.
Notice your...
Well, deceptively familiar.
Yes,
deceptively familiar. Would have been pretty easy to just walk right past your existence.
I mean, that's what I was expecting.
That's what most people do.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. And then it's like, oh, that's where we know you from. And I guess...
Can I interject?
Oh, go for it, yeah.
From my point of view, because you mostly talk to Endo, I had no idea who you two were, and I felt so bad the entire time. You're like, oh yeah, we recognize you from AMC, and I'm like, oh, word. It's like, hey you, people.
Oh man, I definitely know you. Don't worry, you'll never forget someone from AMC, Gabe. But yeah.
Hey, I know who you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well...
so I feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
But I'm glad we know each other now.
I didn't interact with you at AMC. I think I noticed your existence when you were rolling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're rolling the film?
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At the movie theater.
Yes.
Right. And I guess Endo pointed you out to me also, so...
Oh, okay.
So I think also seeing you two together...
you almost think like they're related.
Right. But if it was maybe just one of you, it might have been easier to miss you guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that it was the pair.
No, that makes sense. Yeah,
the pair of just good old pals that just happened to go everywhere together. Wait, you guys live?
wait, we live together?
Yeah. And I don't remember the details of what we said other than oh, we know you.
Yeah.
But I guess I was, so I had,
I was just kind of like, yeah, of course you know me.
I had gone.
Why wouldn't you?
Some of my many adoring fans.
Yes. Like the Jay White method. Of course. Yes.
Of course you know me.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess I'm new to the area, so I wanted to make myself at home, make new friends, all this. And so it's like, oh, and like, why don't we train together? So I asked, and you guys were open to it, so that was cool.
And the rest is history.
That's just history.
Where did you move from? You mentioned that you were new here.
Yeah, so I guess like...
You mentioned LA?
Yeah, so that was, I guess...
California?
Indeed.
Yeah.
The best.
Some would say... California.
The best state.
Right.
Yeah.
The Germany of the world.
Yes, the Germany of the world, yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Cali Chris.
Yeah. Lover of California, lover of German vehicles.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, the most lovely streets.
Yes, the loveliest of streets. Except when Cali Chris is around, then every street is a mean street.
Yes. Well, so I aspire to also contribute to the meanness of streets, I suppose.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's where I am on my journey.
Nice, making the streets meaner.
I try.
We approve of your goals.
Thank you.
Yeah, big goals.
And so I relocated from there, which for various reasons, which I guess I had gone out of debt and then quit my job and decided to bicycle across the country.
Okay.
Where I happened upon Washington, and then I happened upon my first piece of crap friend, which finally led to more piece of crap friendships.
Yeah.
And so,
boom, boom, boom.
That's what brings me here now, which I guess with Rona times, it's kind of been a challenge to make myself at home, but I would say that jiu-jitsu has created that for me in large part.
What did you used to do to make yourself at home?
Well, that's a great question.
It's almost like I do this.
Right. Well, before jiu-jitsu, I was doing a lot of solitary activities. Definitely a lot of reading and studying, and I built a yurt, which is kind of like a home.
Built a yurt?
I built a yurt.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
I guess what prompted that?
Well, that's also a great question.
Well, I mean, I can understand, reading, studying common, but building a yurt, not as common.
It's not as common, no. But, I guess...
Unless you're reading and studying how to build a yurt, then that would make sense. Yeah.
True. I mean, a little bit of that.
So
But not primarily.
Not primarily?
Yeah.
Yurt building kind of just happened?
Well, I guess I had, fantasized a little bit about this, plan to fire and, like, in a tiny home on a piece of land with, and, start a laboratory and all this.
Okay.
So, become a mad scientist, got it?
Yeah, pretty much. And
how does the yurt play into this?
Serendipity.
What? Okay.
Yeah, also kind of like fateful meetings. I was in LA and I was not impressed with my wage slaving situation.
With your wage slave? Okay. And that's why you left that job?
Well, I guess, I hopped around, but I decided that, so I decided to, so housing in the mean streets is pretty expensive, so I had this grand plan to build out a house on wheels.
Okay.
And then kill my debt and then advance towards building my mad science laboratory.
Okay.
Which...
Logical decision.
Thank you, yeah.
And that's what the yurt was? That was like a rough draft of the house on wheels?
Well, the yurt was, I was, experimenting with this vehicle dwelling thing, and then, I guess, word leaked that I was doing that, which I was trying to keep it on the down low, and then...
It was a hidden yurt.
Well, then someone said, oh, well, hey, there's this, people who live in RVs and tents on their land sometimes. Yeah. Which maybe you should hit them up. Nice. Which I did.
So then you have a mobile lab.
Yeah, and then they said, well, hey, you can stay here if you build us a yurt.
So through that's how you got tasked in building a yurt. Yes. Okay.
And then that became a home for about 2 years.
So you lived in that yurt?
I did.
For 2 years?
Yeah.
On the same, on the RV land?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was an interesting experience, and I learned stuff about, I guess, the various infrastructures of how, like, human civilization does everything, right? And like from food, water, housing, manufacturing, and I guess this off-grid experiment kind of helped me understand what those challenges are, and kind of also figure out like what are humans' needs and what do we consume water and energy for. And so I found that it was an insightful experience, and it kind of motivated me to want to explore the possibility of going school and learning how to maybe just change that infrastructure that it contributes to climate change, right? Which, how do we like, what's the stuff of civilization that we require to support billions of people? I guess we require this global net of polymers, ceramics, and metals, right? And we don't know how to create without creating air pollution, water pollution, you name it, right? Deforestation. But I think there is a way to create really advanced, sophisticated materials and redo the Industrial Revolution in a way that is closed loop and ecologically sustainable. Because, I mean, natural systems create, without pollution and waste all the time, really sophisticated, exotic stuff. So, then I got motivated to relocate for, I guess, to feel like I could progress towards some longer range goals.
Longer range goals, okay.
Among other reasons.
Like changing the infrastructure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Among other reasons being?
I guess personal reasons.
Okay.
Wanting a fresh start, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got on a bike and left? Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
Pretty much? Okay. Just peace out yurt? Yeah.
Yep.
Got on that bike and then ended up meeting, and just ended up in Washington?
Well, yeah. And then, started to make friends.
Okay.
Got a job here, which kind of, then just in time for Rona to take it away.
Yeah.
So that was awkward.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't want to give up on making this place home.
Yeah.
So, decided to come back.
Okay.
What about this place did you find so interesting? Aside from the fact that it's the best.
Well,
Best coast.
Let's see. I would say that it seemed like there was a lot of growth happening in terms of like people moving in and like, you know, new technologies being created, and also there's also, I guess, like the I came in the summer where it was, you know, just climatically really beautiful too. So I definitely...
Yeah, we don't really have smog.
Yeah, you don't have smog. I didn't have to, like, you know, dodge cars on my bike, and that was nice. I guess I just had good first impressions.
Okay.
And I also got to the point where I needed to just, like, pick something and stick with it.
Yeah. And decide just to pick, yeah. Pick this place. Okay.
Yeah, where I guess, like, you know, like anywhere can. There's many places in the world that can be home, right?
Yeah.
So, just pick and.
Pick and go with it.
Pick and go with it, and go outside.
And go outside.
And and talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now back to the training aspect. So you started training, right? Why are you still training?
I would say that it's fun that keeps me coming back.
Okay.
I mean,
it's amazing. We try and get her to quit so many times, it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think. Yeah. So I mean, it's, you know, for one, like, I definitely have made wonderful friends through it.
Mm.
And
yeah, pretty wonderful.
Wonderfully modest.
And but it's also really, like, mentally stimulating.
Okay.
And I would say it's also, like, really thrilling to have those new gains, which, I mean, eventually, I guess, you know, like, that rate of progress will change, but like, the act of playing the game of jiu-jitsu is also just enjoyable in its own right, where I guess, yeah, I'm definitely motivated by the, you know, like, growth, and kind of like there seems to be kind of an endless ceiling to keep growing. But also, I feel like I've learned how to enjoy the present. Which I think...
That's deep.
I try. I mean, I would say that in the past, obsessing over progress and the future has hindered my learning in other areas.
How so?
Well, if I'm worrying about trying to be good at something, then I'm not doing the thing. So I think that's the most basic. Like, to get good at anything, you have to do it, and if you're obsessing over your self-image of if you're, you know, this or that, then you're not doing the work. And then, of course, the act of doing is really immersive, and I think it's a state of flow for me, so it's very difficult to have kind of useless, anxious thoughts about.
If you're immersed in the thing. So pretty much you're saying just do it?
Yes, just do it, make your
Just do it, you know?
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
If you're tired, starting over, stop giving up.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so I think...
Power stance.
I think Endo's mantra is positive thinking. And...
Yeah, that's kind of my mantra, I guess.
And
Same.
I think it's essential.
Okay.
to learning.
Okay.
Where I think I feel like when I take the most out of a training session, it had everything to do with my state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, the act of rolling puts me in a good state of mind too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just with the endorphins, the state of flow, and also there's this childlike aspect to it where I feel like I'm a kid again. I feel like I'm playing, which, I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? I mean, I guess, like I grew up with some violence, right? And I never imagined that.
You grew up with violence? I couldn't imagine, but could you describe it?
Oh, yeah, well, just domestic violence.
Oh, domestic violence, yeah.
Yeah, so, I did not imagine to have this like completely different feeling and experience around violence.
Around violence, yeah.
When I'm training, right?
Yeah.
Which it does. It feels like a game. It feels like when my brother and I were little kids and we played.
Yeah.
Right, and so I think. And then, of course, being in that positive state of mind, again, affects that I'm paying attention to a role where, like, to have a clear head, I'm more observant of what's happening. I have more of a vision. I can think about and reflect more on what just happened and talk about it, which I think to have useless thoughts, you blind yourself and you don't. And it's like you're not really there rolling, right? But with jiu-jitsu in particular, I think something that makes it, compared to learning other things, it's pretty hard to get distracted when you're rolling. Right? I mean, like, especially when it's like someone, like in the heat of it, when you're like defending chokes or, like.
Pretty much you're forced to focus.
You're forced to focus. And so I think, the act of itself is conducive to, I guess, this positive, like, mental state, and then practicing having a more, like, useful state of thinking also sets me up for success when I go in to train from the beginning. And so, for me, I guess, it's just mentally really engaging. It's kind of intellectually stimulating too, where it does feel like a chess game, like a embodied chess game. Reminds me a little bit of Go too, with where in Go, like, you're trying to occupy a space and control space, and jiu-jitsu is kind of like that too. And there's also this kind of a tactical aspect of anticipating, making an opponent do something, which, I mean, of course, right now I'm still pretty reactive.
Yeah.
But that's something I definitely notice, and I'm trying to evolve to do, to have more sophisticated gameplay.
Yeah.
But then there's this social community aspect, where it feels like I have a jiu-jitsu family here, and it's therapeutic, and just joyful, and I feel like it's the one thing right now that's creating a sense of home, right? Where there was nothing to create stability in my life before this, especially with coronavirus.
Okay.
But having the routine of training has incentivized me to like design the rest of my day around that too, where like, well, if I, eat and sleep routinely, that's going to set me up for success, like more success when I go train, and then I'm filling in like all these other areas of my life by just starting with one routine thing that brings joy. So I would say that this journey has been pretty transformative to me, and now I really can't see myself not doing it.
Okay. So you're pretty entrapped in this now.
Yeah, like I
got him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how to get you in that Ponzi scheme. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just been a blast.
Okay.
And
It's almost like you get to be your own boss.
So jiu-jitsu is now your yurt.
I guess so. I mean, although I would say that like jiu-jitsu is more mine. I guess. I'd say that it will. Well, I mean, it's irreversibly changed me, right? And it's continuing to. And I mean, it's something I want to be doing for indefinitely.
Okay.
So, and I've also, surprised myself with what I'm, capable of. I didn't think I could do and accomplish as much as I have so far. So, it's been a amazing journey of discovering what the body can do, and also I guess what the mind can do, right? So I just look forward to continuing.
So when you say like what the body can do, like were you involved in sports or in any active thing? I mean, other than cycling that you mentioned before.
Not really.
No.
Yeah. I would say I've done a lot of hiking.
Hiking.
And
okay.
backpacking. So let's see. I tried a couple of sports.
Okay.
When I was a small child, but didn't stick with anything long term.
And I guess what made you not stick with them?
I would say that I had a more negative state of mind back then. I think I'd get disappointed by perceived failures and kind of shut my own progress down. So, and then I guess other things took priority.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I guess I'm not sure what exactly has, over enough time, I've changed enough.
Change stuff like mind-wise?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely would say that my baseline of thinking is much more positive.
More positive? Okay.
Yeah, just much more, I think more useful thoughts, and I think less useless thoughts.
Yeah. And I guess so what was the difference? Like what perpetuated like the useless thoughts? Like now that you're thinking more useful thoughts in comparison?
What perpetuated the useless thoughts?
Yeah.
I would say that I mean, it's hard to think of something specific. I would say that I did not have particularly good self-esteem. And maybe to, and I think that led to a fear of failure.
Mm.
And of course, the fear of failure is pretty useless.
Yeah.
Failure is never going to be as bad as the fear of failure.
Yes.
And I think I hit a point where, like, there's just no other way to live.
Mm.
I could, keep living in fear of failure and not really living, or just, or I guess just give up this ego, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to think, people don't think of, I guess, people with like a negative self-esteem as egotistic, but they are. I mean, that's why it's so self-sabotaging, right?
Yeah.
Because they're obsessed with a self-image. And so it's like, okay, well, who cares? Be stupid, right?
Yeah. No.
Just do, like,
No,
if like the worst way to live is to like be stupid, then okay, well, at least you get to the privilege to live and act in the world, right?
For sure. No, I see what you mean. It's just like the self-sabotage people, it's a very centrist view of the world. Like, they can't see kind of beyond their own self-image. Like, from that, like, it casts a shadow upon like what they do in life.
Yeah. And I think I also saw that I think what maybe changed this for me was also, I did this exercise where I wrote out the story of my life.
Okay, the story of your life.
Yes, on paper to better understand it.
Okay.
And why things happened the way they did.
Okay.
And it showed me that, it helped me see, I guess, the causes and conditions behind everything.
Huh. It's a pretty interesting exercise. Okay.
Yeah, behind, like, why things happened the way they did, why it was bound to be that way, and why I was thinking the way I was thinking.
Yeah.
That it doesn't come out of thin air. It's not some like intrinsic. Like,
Yeah, it's not just there it is, the way you think.
Yeah, it's not like, there isn't like some permanent essential nature, like some, or self, that's the reality. That's a fabrication, right? And you are, a set of conditioned phenomena, and you see what conditioned you to do or think what you did, and you have, right now, you have the agency to modulate some of the causes and conditions to, if you want to change yourself, create the causes and conditions to become who you'd rather be, right? And so,
Okay.
I think that exercise helped me integrate the past and invest in the present, and abandon a really useless idea of who the self or individual Livia is, and grow out of it into something different.
What made you do that exercise?
That's a great question also.
I don't know how I do it.
I would say that I felt that I had this feeling that I did not want a year to pass and to find that I was doing the exact same thing.
Can't imagine that. I've seen nothing in my life to suggest that it happens to people.
Yeah, and so I guess I had this vision of like what my life could be and who I could be. Like I wrote out I guess my character flaws, right? And my character virtues that I currently had. And, like if the virtues or the flaws, like, if, like maybe by day to day, one wins over the other, like what kind of person
you
would
guys
be?
are getting character virtues? Yeah, I couldn't really find anything past the first half.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I started to really think about my trajectory and really didn't want to just find that time passed me and that I blinked and turned old and
then your dreams died, you know?
Yep. Pretty much.
Old, like 32.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well die at that point. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty interesting thing. Well, in terms of looking inward to figure out, because I think so many people I don't think they quite understand that the internal thought process and the internal mindset is really what dictates a lot of their lives that they're really unaware of, like from there.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I had a lot of time to introspect also. So, kind of lucky for that. Where, I guess, maybe if I didn't have time to, maybe if I, for example, had a lot of conventional success and
define conventional success.
Where maybe my life followed this linear career trajectory, and there were no hiccups or failures whatsoever. Might not have had time to think about where exactly I was going and what was actually important to me. So
if you had conventional success, you think you might not have had gone through this thought exercise, like from there?
Yeah, I might not have.
Yeah.
I mean, I might not have even had the time to think.
Yeah.
Which...
Just the usual, money over everything kind of mindset.
Yeah. And I think... I needed a pretty big disruption to change the inner workings of my mind, right? Which... I would say they needed work. They were pretty corrupted.
Yeah, so that was kind of the catalyst for change.
Yeah.
From there. And I guess it's a continuous thing, because it's not like that was one thing and now it's all fixed. There it is.
That's right, yeah.
We did it!
Yeah, we did it. No more problems. So I guess, how goes the ongoing process then? Because it's as you said, it's a continual thing.
Yeah. So I would say that my baseline is just improving.
Improving, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really just don't think many of the useless thoughts I used to think. And I would say I have more constancy of mind, and I think, finding constancy in one thing started to create constancy in every other area too.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and straight up moving a lot is great too.
Okay.
I mean, So now I just find that I guess what I apply when I'm training, I'm starting to apply off mat too, and just make what the mind is doing really continuous in my conscious activity.
Got it. Just putting it into practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like I never really stepped off the mat, right?
No, makes sense. It's like once you get a sense of progress, you see that it's the same structure through pretty much everything. It's the way I think about it, it's like how you do the small things is how you're going to do all things, like from there. So
yeah,
that kind of consistency, that kind of thoughtfulness and follow through, that's going to matter like in anything that you do.
Yeah. So I'm still, I guess I would say that with the virus, a lot of things still feel like they're relatively on hold. But I find that I'm taking more consistent action and like taking initiative to make contact more also, and
rolling for initiative.
Rolling for initiative, which actually that's something that I'd like to improve in my rolling also, where I think
just do it.
Where I would say that I'm pretty like trepidatious in when I don't know quite what to do, but practicing, like trying something and just to see what happens, is something I'm forced to practice when I do jiu-jitsu, and I guess now I'm trying to apply that to life too. And I do think that like it's changing me at a much deeper level too, right? It's not just about getting good at fighting, but like I think my personality is changing too. In a positive way.
In a positive way, yeah. Altering your life story.
Yeah.
Heading towards the direction you want to go.
Yeah. Yes, being more experimental with life. More open to learning.
More open to learning? Yeah, like what other things are you learning or experimenting on? Other than your mad scientist lab that you're developing?
I would say it's primarily the two of those.
So the mad scientist lab? Yeah.
Yeah. And
so I guess how goes that progress?
It's going well. I've gotten my name out to more people than before. So
as a mad scientist?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is there like a forum that you guys go, or like a meetup?
Well, I know there are meetups.
Is there more Discord now? Yeah.
Yeah, there's the humble email.
Humble email, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Or no, you're just
That's
saying
what I call it.
humble.
It's a pretty humble. Like
instead of
it's ancient technology. Like,
ancient technology.
Yeah. So it's humble.
Got it.
Yes. And let's see.
As opposed to like arrogant, social media?
Yeah, I guess I don't know, like Twitter.
Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, not just I guess solitary stuff, but also if I want to make it real, I have to
do stuff.
Make my existence known.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So
like,
what's your plan for that? You're gonna make a shrink ray?
Or a freeze ray?
Freeze ray.
Freeze ray. Well, I know that there's this movie which, oh, damn it, what's it called? It's about releasing this chemical into the atmosphere to reverse climate change and induce global cooling.
Okay.
And
it caused an ice age?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Who left the fridge open?
I think I need to be more tactical with the freeze ray idea if I'm gonna go for that.
So more tactical freeze ray?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess
Fully automatic freeze ray.
I haven't ruled out the option.
Okay. Ruled out the option. Okay. So you see, that's the thing. Clearly, I'm not an aspiring mad scientist. So what are you like? Is it like under wraps? Can you not say it? Or
we understand.
In danger of becoming an organ donor? You know.
Oh well, I mean, it's something to consider. I mean, I think what would be really cool is to take donated organs and
wait till Sid hears about that.
Right. Sid's like, I knew it. I knew it.
They were among us this whole time.
Yeah.
So you're trying to be one of the people Sid's afraid of.
Pretty much as Sid was talking through his whole tirade,
you were just
Livia was like, he knows.
taking notes. And,
yeah. Oh man.
He's gonna go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he has to go. He knows too much.
imagine being able to take organs and reconfigure the molecules into high-grade polymers to make parachutes for landings on exoplanets.
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine that.
No,
That's insane.
but Sid, that's where your organs
Sid,
are going.
that's where your organs are going.
You're going in space. Well, not you, but your organs will be there. Okay.
I think that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Sure.
See, Sid? That's what she says that she was harvest your organs.
Yeah.
You'll thank me in the afterlife.
You'll thank me. Wait.
Okay.
See, you've finally done something with your life, Sid. Okay. But, yeah. So is that really like one of your... So we're talking about experiments, but I guess in terms of like your lab, like, are you constructing a lab? Like, what are top 5 items that someone needs in every mad scientist lab?
Oh, that's a really good question. If I can think of a top 5.
Tell them about trying to find a mentor.
Oh,
You've made some ground in that.
I guess I kind of mentioned that, yeah.
So you're trying to find a mad scientist mentor.
I need a mad scientist. Yeah.
Are you putting it out in the world, though? Any mad scientists out there listening?
Well, yeah, I guess, you know my first name, so.
Not really putting your name out there, but yeah.
Let's see.
You just need to find more piece of crap friends.
Yeah.
I do need more piece of crap friends, so.
You need a piece of crap mentor, mad scientist.
That's exactly right. So I can be, like, a piece of crap mad scientist with a piece of crap organs.
There you go.
And, so I guess a mad scientist needs a lair.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're talking about. We're constructing it.
Yep.
We're talking about items that you need for that. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm thinking I need a vat of organs.
A vat of organs.
Maybe some yeast.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe some algae and bacteria.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need some source of renewable energy.
Okay.
Let's see, might need some type of system to move fluids. What else? Maybe sunlight.
Okay.
I think the only limit is my imagination, really.
Okay. And then, yeah, so all of it's your imagination. You're working towards that, working towards finding a mentor. Do you have any, like, mad scientists in mind that you would want to become your mentor, like, in an ideal world? who would be your mentor?
Oh yeah, well there's
Like Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
Well, Dr. Wiley, yeah.
Yeah.
Doofenshmirtz, Evil Incorporated.
Yeah, so I guess I'm on the prowl. I've taken down a couple of names, made contact with one, which is a good start.
How do you find these people? Mad Scientist Weekly?
I wish it was that easy. It's kind of difficult. I mean,
for sure, Mad Scientists don't.
Yeah, definitely. The internet, persistence.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of persistence.
Yeah.
And then. So I mean, actually, to any mad scientists listening.
Yeah. As we know, there are.
I'm very curious about that process myself.
Okay.
And optimizing it. And yeah, expanding my network of piece of crap mad scientist friends appeals to me. So
yeah. So any mad scientists out there, okay. And is there like any certain like field? Well, I guess we talk about freeze rate, but I guess climate, like reversing climate change, is that kind of what you're aiming towards?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I guess making it so that we create, like anything humans create from here on out, is like won't even have the capacity to be ecologically harmful. Like where we like not just like fix this immediate problem, but we learn how to actually create anything with positive impact, right? Because why not? I mean,
for sustainability. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, lots of other networks and organisms in the natural world, when they have their cycle of creation and production, right? They, if anything, support more life and complexity with every iteration. Where you start off with like some amount of water in the water cycle, some amount of nutrients and minerals, and with every cycle, there's an ecological evolution. There's more organisms, more complex organisms supported than were before, and there's no such thing as a waste. There's everything is a resource in some way, right?
It's a closed loop.
Exactly. So why can't we learn to create that way too? And create anything that way.
Yeah.
So that's what I would like to figure out.
And that's why we need your organs, Sid.
Pretty much. Don't you want to be part of something bigger than your organs?
For once in your life, Sid, you'll be part of the solution.
Parachute.
Yeah. On Mars. Check that out. Sid's on Mars. Well, his spleen is. Okay. So is that essentially what you're working on now, Livia? Working on improving your grappling, improving your mad scientist ways. Anything else that you're currently working on?
Those are the two things I'm working on.
The two main focuses for your life story.
Yeah. And I guess personal enlightenment.
Personal alignment.
Enlightenment.
Oh, enlightenment. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess like those. If I had to like pick three.
That's your three.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, I guess like I realistically can't do more than can't give as much to more than three. But
so those are the big three that you're focusing on.
Yeah. Those big three, I'd be like pretty proud of like how I'm living life.
Cool. So in general, if you're a mad scientist, contact Livia somehow. Right? Somehow. We'll send a message in the bottle.
You can use like the primitive technology.
Smoke signal.
The
email. The humble email.
Because I don't use the Twitter.
Don't use the Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah. or when I learn telepathy.
When you learn telepathy?
Yeah.
Is that one of your mad scientist experiments too?
Maybe it should be.
Maybe it should be. Shift that. Sustainability for what? Moving shit with mind. Reading minds. That's the real.
Yeah, they're pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah.
It would be
Climate change.
It would be probably pretty energy expensive to make your mind do that.
But then jujitsu would be that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A closed loop, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now, so you're 5 months in into grappling. So what? I mean, I know you're enjoying the process, but where do you see yourself? Let's say like in a year. You see yourself still doing it?
But definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can't see the future, but ideally, what do you see like anything particular you'd want to be at?
I guess I would definitely I have kind of like some mental benchmarks of what I hope I can accomplish.
Yeah.
Right. I think it would be really cool to get to a blue belt level of proficiency of grappling within a year.
Got it.
Which I mean,
Then
it's
quit.
Well,
Sounds right.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. I mean, I think my mind is becoming impervious to blue belt blues.
Well, only one way to find out.
Right.
That's right.
That's what they all say.
Here you go.
Yeah. So let's see. So then I guess that's my like immediate goal. I would like to just progress as much as possible. And do what I can to optimize that. I mean, I definitely I want this to be a daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
And when things open up, I'll be able to expand my family even more.
Mm-hmm.
So
What about your Berimbolo goal?
That I hope
Hit him with that Berimbolo.
Is that the
Berimbolo?
Yeah, that's gonna be a highlight of my jujitsu journey is when I finally Berimbolo Endo. I very much look forward to that. And
I like how it's just specifically that guy right there.
Yeah.
Specifically him.
So you want to do the highest stuff? No, just on this one guy.
This one guy. That's it.
Really has a comment.
Yeah.
That's right. That is. Yeah, so I want to be doing that on a near daily basis. And that's why I envision myself doing it a year.
Mm-hmm.
I envision myself having optimized my learning even more.
Optimized learning. Okay.
Which I guess not just learning grappling, but also learning how to learn.
Yeah. Pedagogy.
In a way. Yeah. I guess so.
I don't know what that word means. I just said it.
Yeah. I mean,
say pedigree. I was like, what kind of pronunciation is that?
Yeah. I think for me, it's not pedagogy so much as like in the sense of like no curriculum. But in the sense of like how do I make my brain be more of a heavy hauler, right? Like maybe I watch more matches and just have more stuff percolate into my subconscious, right? And then of course more experience is also like a way to do that. And various other aspects of my attention and awareness can affect how much I'm extracting out of the time I put in.
Yeah. Looking to optimize that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then of course, fun is sustainable. So.
Keeping it fun. Yep.
Yeah. Which I haven't had an issue with that. It's been great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's call that good.
Cool.
Any mad scientists out there? Hit Livia up on the humble email.
That's right.
And yeah. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.